Hi Laurel artists, it's Mrs. Winters. Hope you had a wonderful spring break. This week I wanted to show you how you can make your own chalk paint. So you can go outside and you can maybe paint your sidewalk or your driveway or anywhere in your backyard. You're gonna need cornstarch, water, and food coloring. So what I like to do is I like to put a tablespoon of cornstarch in a plastic cup. I like to use plastic because when you take it outside, if you dropped it, it would break if it was glass. So don't use glass because we don't want anyone to break anything. So any kind of plastic cup will do. It could be reusable too because this is just cornstarch and water and food coloring. So I'm putting a tablespoon of cornstarch in each cup. And then I also have food coloring and water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tablespoon of water and kind of stir it around and see what it looks like. And I want it to be thick enough to where I can paint with it, but not so watery that it doesn't kind of have the chalkiness to it, right? Because we're making chalk. So about a tablespoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water is a pretty good amount. And if you want to make more, you can use double or triple the recipe. So I did 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of water. Then I can pick my color. And I'm going to add in some blue. I just need a few dots. It depends on how bright you want your color. Then you can take a paintbrush and mix it around. And then you have chalk paint. So you can take this outside, which we'll do in a little bit, and you can paint pictures with it on your sidewalk or anywhere that has, concrete. So you would do the same thing with each cup, and you can do as many as you want or as many as your family allows. And this should be pretty easy to do by yourself. But remember, you really need to make sure that you clean up your mess. Just like in art class, we have to clean up our mess when we make a mess, right? We don't want to leave that for another family member to have to do. So we always do our job and then we clean up after ourselves, right? I know your family would appreciate that. Okay, so I have my 2 colors. I probably should use a paintbrush for that to stir. Okay, so I'm gonna do my 2 colors here. And I'm just gonna mix, because you can kind of see at the bottom, sometimes the chalk, goes into the corners of the cup. Then we'll go outside and paint with it. All right, now that you've made your chalk, you can come outside and paint. So you would paint just like the concrete is your paper, and when it dries, you'll see that it turns into a fun, kind of chalky looking paint. I'll do a big heart. Notice I dip every time, and I have a new brush for each color because I don't want to mix my colors just like with regular paint. So if you end up being able to do this at your house, if you have cornstarch, you might even be able to use baking soda. I've seen it done with baking soda too. So remember, 1 tablespoon of each, water and cornstarch or baking soda. Mix it around, add food coloring, and if you want, post it to Seesaw so I can see all your beautiful creations. Miss you guys.